Okay. Welcome. We want to welcome everyone here tonight. We are here to share with you. We're really excited about a new group we're starting. And it came as kind of a brainstorm to me to bridge the gap between client and coach. Sometimes there needs to be a little more coaching closely with accountability, and sometimes we need to cast a vision and be able to set goals, and sometimes we need a little guidance to do that. So I had an idea that I thought our two team members on our team that are 100-pound losers that have gone through this program, have been on it over a year, have had complete success, that they be kind of the person you go to along with Cindy and I to help you on this journey. So we have our new group is going to be called Turning Point. We're going to have it for it's kind of a new thing, so I don't know how long it's going to last, but hopefully forever. We're starting with a 6-week trial, and we have a lot of fun things planned. But I also want you to kind of meet the guests that we're going to have help you on this journey, and they're going to share their stories real quick here with you, and I'm going to have Jen get started.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I got started with Isagenix and why I came to this program to begin with. Before Isagenix, I really wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't happy with my weight. I wasn't happy with a lot of aspects of my life. I didn't have much energy. I felt like I was lazy all the time. I would come home from work and want to lay around. Hated getting my picture taken. My daughter especially wanted to take pictures with me. I would delete them all the time. Hated buying clothes. People would ask me for Christmas what they wanted. I could never tell them clothes because I would never tell anyone my size. So it was lots of different aspects of my life that I wasn't happy with. I've tried for years to lose weight and never been successful. I've been able to lose a couple pounds here and there, but always gain it back and never really stick with anything for longer than a couple weeks. And nothing really seemed to click with me. So I found Isagenix through my neighbor, and I was interested because it seemed really convenient. It seemed like something that I could do pretty easily. I am a really picky eater, and I thought, well, I might as well try it and see, because this is 2 meals that I don't have to worry about what I'm going to eat. I can drink the shakes, and that will work for me. So I tried it, but I still wasn't hoping. I mean, I was kind of a little bit hoping in the back of my mind that things might work, but still was pretty skeptical that it would make any real big changes for me. I thought maybe 10 pounds, maybe 15 pounds, something I can try. So I went into it with that expectation, sadly, and then things started to change. And the weight started falling off. My energy came back. I found that not only did I have energy after school, that I didn't have to lay around. I would cook dinner. I would put in workouts. And the weight kept continuing to fall off. I was able to take my products on vacation, take them even during the weekend, during the work week, fit it in my life very easily, and that allowed me to stick with it. And so now I'm down over 100 pounds and not feeling like I'm dieting at all, feeling like I'm living this lifestyle where I can take selfies with my daughter and, not be deleting pictures of myself, and go clothes shopping and actually like it, which is good because I'm having to replace clothes a lot. So it's fun to do those kind of things again. And running, my husband and I are running all the time. We run probably 15 or so miles a week together, which is a lot of fun for both of us too. So these products have completely changed so many aspects of my life. It's so much more to me than weight loss, but obviously that's what a lot of people see. And that's a huge part of it too, but it goes so much deeper than that. So that's my story.
Thank you, Jen. That was just beautiful. All right, we're going to have Maria share a little bit about her story and how she started Isagenix.
All right. Well, I am your classic case of the emotional eater. grew up where food was happiness, and food was sadness, and food was success and failure, and everything in between was food. And it was part of my family and my culture. I mean, I grew up with an Italian family, very big, and everything was food focused and centered. And then so it just became a part of what I did. And then when life got real as an adult, food became even, it was always in the background, but it was so much a part of my life. And when I started a family with my husband, we had a child, and I gained a lot of weight because I was super excited about being pregnant, and I packed it on like crazy. And then we decided to have another child, and that started my string of miscarriages. And I dealt with each miscarriage really poorly. And I would eat, and it was my failure and sadness that I would treat with food. And and it just made the pain deeper, but I didn't appreciate that at the time. But so I found myself just getting bigger and bigger. And like Jen said, I tried, I would go through periods where I would try really, really hard to lose weight. I would work out like a crazy person and drop like 20 or 25 pounds. And then the weight would stop coming off. And then I would go right back into my old habits, like overnight. And then that weight would come back on and more. And so, the major turning point for me was my last pregnancy. I was told when I was 12 weeks pregnant that my daughter, well, I found out it was a daughter, was going to have Down syndrome. And they told me very quickly thereafter that I had a 33% chance of her being stillborn. So I went right back into my, coping mechanism, which was food. And I packed on weight through the whole pregnancy. And then about halfway through the pregnancy, I found out that she had a congenital heart defect that would need open heart surgery. So I again, food was my friend, and it was my comfort, and it was what made me feel okay. But it also hurt me at the same time, but that I was willing to excuse. And so I ate right up through, she was born, and she did great, aside from needing her heart to be fixed. And when she was 4 months old, she had open heart surgery. And when I was in the hospital with her, I ate in the hospital breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I am pretty sure I had a piece of pie or a pastry at every meal because, well, that's what you do to make yourself feel better. And when I got home from the hospital, I was trying to take care of her, and I was trying to stand up from my recliner, and I had gotten so big that with the weight of her, and she was only about 13 pounds at the time, I couldn't stand up from my recliner without like a 4-point maneuver where I was shifting and throwing my weight around, trying to get my legs under me. And I finally decided that it was time to make a change, and reached out to a friend of mine who had been throwing isogenics in my face on Facebook for months and months and months. And I finally said yes. And it went into my life so easily, and it was such a smooth transition. And maybe part of that was because I so needed a big change. And isogenics was that change for me, and it really brought me back to life.
All right. And I'm Cindy, and I'm going to get to ask these guys a few questions. And I'm sure all of you that are going to be watching this video are going to have a lot more questions for them. So don't worry. If we don't answer all of your questions today, you're going to have lots of opportunities. We're hoping they're going to do some Facebook Lives for you and let you ask questions and all of that. But what is so exciting, Sarah and I watched Jen and Maria come to meetings, and each time they would come, they would be thinner, and they would be smiling more, and they would be happier. And it was such a joy for us to watch, not just Sarah and I, our whole entire team. It was such a joy to watch their success. And this is what we dream of. When people come to us and want to be coached and want to get started on the program, we dream of cases like Maria's and Jen's, and watching them, and Sarah and I will totally agree on this. The reason they had such success is because they followed the program and they didn't quit. And so often you heard both of them share that they would do different programs and lose 20, 25 pounds, and then they'd stop. And that is something that we really encourage, is don't stop. If you hit a wall, don't stop. And both of these guys had some stalls, and they worked through them. So, what I really want you guys to answer, each of you, and real quickly, is what made this program different for you? What was the difference? Jen, why don't you start? Of all the things you tried, why was this one different? Why could you stick with this one?
I think a couple things at the beginning. The taste of the product was something that I really enjoyed, so that made it easier. I wasn't trying to force something down, and it was something that, so for my 2 meals, it was something that I enjoyed eating, which was a change from a lot of things in the past. So that started at the beginning to make it easy. And then it just got to be kind of a mindset. When things started happening, and because we had this whole network of people that are supporting you, when all these other people are believing in you, then you start believing yourself too. And I think that was a big change for me, because my husband has always been supportive of me, but to have this whole network of people online and in person who said, oh, you're doing great, you can do this, that I think was a big change for me. And I hadn't had that with any other things I had tried before.
Yeah, that is a great thing, our culture and our community. Maria, how about you? Same question.
Very much similar. I mean, I think the ease of it for me was huge difference. It was so straightforward. There was the calendar and shake days and cleanse days, and I knew what to do on a shake day and what to do on a cleanse day, and there wasn't guesswork, and there wasn't fine tuning of, well, I can only have, 14 grams of whatever. And I didn't have to count all that out. And so it just made it so simple that all I had to do was put the products in my body, and then I was having results. So that was the game changer for me.
Yeah.
It was so simple.
The ease of the program, the taste of the program, the culture, the community, there's so many reasons why this works. And everybody watching this, you already know all of that because you're using the products. But I think the trick to not only hitting your goal, but maintaining it is really in the answers that they just provided. But I know, Jen, are you about done, or do you still have a little bit more? I know you've lost more than 100 now. What are you up to, like 118, 15?
Yeah, 118. I still have some more I'm working on. So that's kind of a challenge too, because people think, oh, you've lost 100 pounds, you're done. But not quite. So I still have some more that I would like to lose, probably another 20 pounds. So, but I'm more relaxed now. Like once I hit the 100, I was like, okay, now I can continue to lose this, but I can try to do things a little different ways and try to, change some other things up as well. Not really with the nutrition, but with other things in my life. I'm not so focused on, okay, I have to hit that 100 pounds. So I'm still going towards, losing some more, but it's not like I have a real set goal on the scale. It's more just I have some more weight I want to lose, some more clothing I want to, drop down again. So,
some more clothes you want to buy. Yeah. And Maria, I think you had hit your goal and you've now maintained it beautifully. And that's another question I get all the time is, when I hit my goal, how hard is it to maintain it? And, in my eyes, the maintenance part is the easy part. What you guys have done, now that's the hard part. So share with us, like, how do you feel about the maintenance part? And I know Jen's still working towards it, but she's obviously maintained her tremendous weight loss and is still losing. So tell everybody what you feel about the ease of the maintenance of this.
I am hooked on the shakes. I still just replaced my 2 meals a day. I might have an extra snack here or there. Sometimes I've been like having a bar at night. But I still pretty much do the same kind of thing, adding in a few hundred extra calories. And I still cleanse routinely. I mean, as I feel like I need it, sometimes I still throw a 2-day cleanse in there because, man, I like them. And I feel so good after them. I'm not doing them as routinely as I was when I was in like weight loss mode.
Right. And they say, for maintenance, that 1-2-day cleanse a quarter will work. I tend to do it a little bit more than that because I too like the way I feel after them. So I kind of like to do 1-2-day cleanse a month or 1 day a week cleansing myself. But yeah, that part of it I think is so great. And people will ask us, well, how long do you have to be on the products? And my answer to that is, how long do you want to feel great? If there was no paycheck attached to Isagenix, if this was not a business for me, I would be using these products forever because of how they make me feel, how they make me look, my mental focus and clarity. There's so many reasons why I would not stop. And I don't run out of products. You will never see me running out of something because I love them too much to be without them. So I don't want to experience not having them. So tell me, did either of you ever hit plateaus or did it ever get into your head that I'm going to quit this time? Or were you always, okay, I hit a plateau, but I'm not quitting. I'm going to forge through. So Jen, why don't you start on that one?
Yeah, I hit many plateaus. I still hit them now. But it was never an option to give up. Like Maria's shirt. I almost wear that shirt tonight too, Maria. Yeah, it's dedication is really what it is. And it's making a commitment every day that says, today I'm choosing to do this. And you have to look beyond, like you can get frustrated, but you have to try things, change things up a little bit. Maybe change your cleanse schedule, maybe change your meals, maybe change your snacks, change your workouts, change something and try it and see. And if that doesn't work, try something else. But I'm not going to say, well, the scale's stuck now for a couple weeks and I'm just done. This is not working anymore. I'm done. I'm not taking them. It doesn't work. I mean, it's not going to work then either. So that doesn't make sense to me. It's just making the choice every day that if what I'm doing now is not working, then I'm going to figure out how to change it and make it work again. Because I know the products work because they got me to where I am now. So it's just me needing to change some things if I hit a plateau.
Yeah. How about you, Maria?
Yeah, exactly what Jen said. And I think, even when I wasn't losing weight, I still felt fabulous. So it was like, at no point did I want to go back to feeling the way I felt before. So I just forged through and I'm like, eventually it's going to happen. And maybe I'm losing inches and not pounds or whatever it is, I still feel good. So let's just keep moving. And the other thing that I would do is I would, it's hard, but, we ended up being 100 pounds overweight for a reason. So sometimes you have to look critically at your eating and where was I kind of going a little overboard? What had changed? Or, at one point I had found dried mangoes and they were like heaven. And I had to recognize these aren't good for me because I am struggling with portion control. So I can't have those in my house. But so that's what I would do. I would go through and say, okay, what's changed? What's preventing me from moving forward? And if it's dried mangoes or too many almonds or whatever it is, you have to look critically at it and make a change.
So what I'm hearing you both say is so much of it was that commitment and the dedication, but Sarah would probably say there was something else you guys did that not everybody does. Sarah, why don't you unmute, because you and I have had this conversation before.
Well, Jen and Maria are very coachable, and when they did have issues, they would come and ask for guidance. And a lot of people's success is based on having that relationship with their coach and admitting that they need help and that there has to be something. And sometimes it's just a matter of hearing your own self talk about it so that you can power through it. You know, just hearing yourself say helps you, realize, oh, you know what? I know what it is now. And, sometimes, you want to be focused on not sharing because you don't want to tell anybody, you don't want to open up. But I think that the fact that you two came to meetings, you plugged into our team, you plugged into all of the people, the resources we have available, that was huge. So being coachable is definitely number one.
Yeah, and it's so, so important when you're struggling. And, I've had people that have not had the success that Jen and Maria have had. And honestly, if I were to boil it down to one thing, it's probably they don't reach out when they're struggling and then they quit. And then they start again and stop again and start again and stop again. And these guys never stopped. They never stopped. And that is a huge thing. This is so much about mindset. And so we're going to, certainly encourage you guys to do lots of things. Healthy mind and body is definitely something we're going to encourage you to do. If you're not in a Nice Body Challenge, we're going to encourage you guys to do that as well. So there's going to be so much support for you. And we are so excited to get this group off the ground. This is a place for you to invite your people, if you have people you've enrolled, you can invite them to this group. And we're going to do a lot more with Jen and Maria, because this is the thing, and I think this is why they will have no trouble maintaining their weight forever at this point, because they are role models now. They are an inspiration to everyone, and everyone has watched them. I didn't know them before. I didn't know them when they had all of their struggles, but I watched them power through this until they hit their goals. And Jen's still working on her goals and maintaining this, and they have inspired hundreds and now thousands of people. They are all over Facebook. Thousands of people now have seen them. They walked across stage in front of 16,000 people. And so now they are such an inspiration to other people that it's just amazing. So we know we're going to see a lot more of them, and they're going to continue to inspire. So we can't thank you guys enough. One more question for you. What's next? I know people have watched you have success, and now you're coaching other people. What's next for you, Jen?
I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm keep going. I love what I'm doing, especially running. I'm going to continue running. My husband and I are signed up for a half marathon in the spring, so that's fun for us. I just told Sarah tonight that I really like the nutrition and fitness, which is, weird to think about where I was just, less than 2 years ago. But I love doing working with people about their nutrition or about their fitness. And so I would love to do something with that in the future. I don't know, just keep going. It's, not stopping. Even when I get to my goal weight, whatever that is, in maintenance, it's not like going to be a time to stop. It's going to be keep trying new things and changing it up. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. And how about you, Maria?
That's a tough question. I know I'm already celebrating a body that I never thought I would ever live in. So, there's a part of me that, one day my body is going to be even harder for me to imagine. And one day I will be on stage as an IsaBody finalist. Not sure when that's going to be, but one day it will happen.
That's a great goal. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for sharing from your heart, for being vulnerable and sharing with everyone. And Sarah, this was such a great idea of yours. So I'm going to let you close out the call, Sarah, and then we're going to get this group off the ground and running.
yeah, we're really excited, and we have lots of plans for everyone to really cast a vision for where you want to be in your life. That's the first step. And we have goals, of what we want to do and how we want to do it. We want to create some accountability for you. We want you to have a group of peers that you feel safe coming to, that you can kind of voice your opinions and ask questions, and we're just going to have a lot of fun with it, and we can't wait for it to get started. So here we are, ready to go. Hoping that you love it. All right.
Thank you guys, Jen and Maria. We just love you. Thanks for being such an inspiration to all of us.
Thank you.
All right.